There you go.
Please subscribe to Bear Nerd Fun. Smash the like button. Goodbye.
Hail to all. We do not need. Hail to all. Now come on, Hollywood. Stop smelling your own farts. You might get mistaken for arse sniffers. Remember, when you go woke, you go broke. Hail to the fandom mix.
Greetings. Hail to all. This is Bear at Bear Nerd Fun. Well, I found this article, and it is by John F. Trent at Bounding Into Comics. Be sure to go over there to sign up for notifications for articles. And he's got a YouTube channel. It's in the info below. Subscribe to his channel as well. Bounding Into Comics. Rumor: Boba Fett project in the works for Disney Plus. A new rumor details that Boba Fett project is in development at Lucasfilm for Disney Plus. The rumor comes on the heels of the previous rumor that Tamira Morrison, the actor who played Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones, would be playing Boba Fett in The Mandalorian Season 2. Look at that comic book artwork. Ain't that nice? The right man for the wrong job. Overkill. Yeah. And Fett might not be the only character Morrison will play in The Mandalorian Season 2. Scooper Mikey Sutton claims that Morrison is playing two people. Jordan Mason also claims Morrison will play another role in the show. He writes on Twitter, Boba Fett isn't the only role Tamora Morrison will play in the show. Jordan Mason looks around, whispers, small tidbit. I also heard Boba Fett isn't the only role Tamora Morrison will play in the show. Hashtag Star Wars. Many fans are hoping the second role will be Clone Trooper CT-7567 or Commander Rex, while the previous rumor indicates that Morrison will return to play Boba Fett. His new rumor from Fandom Wire indicates the character will be getting his own show or film. And Sigmore reports, we can exclusively confirm that even more Boba Fett is in the works. Hope I said that right. Signor. Yeah. Wow, look at that artwork.
Very cool.
Boba Fett, Enemy of the Empire, illustrated by Ken Kelly. That is really good. That is awesome artwork. Signor does right. It's important to stress that in development means teams connected to Lucasfilm are prepping and writing the following projects. It does not guarantee that we'll all make it to air. As for specifics of the Boba Fett project, Signor details it could either be a film or TV series for Disney Plus. He does note that Disney does have quite a bit of material to mine for Boba Fett. He specifically points to director Josh Trank's 3-act pitch for Boba Fett, as well as James Mangold's creative detail for his canceled Boba Fett movie. Along with these more recent projects continuing that story in live action, there are also plenty of other sources that can mine as well. In 2002, Scholastic Inc. published a series of young reader novels focused on Boba Fett. The series was set between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, and followed Boba Fett in his teenage years for 6 books. There are also a number of extended universe books. Utani? Man, I just probably ruined that name. Back the other. Documents a number of books and comics, short stories for fans of Boba Fett, including Barb Like That Tale of Boba Fett, the Bounty Hunter Wars. Star Wars Blood Ties, the Dark Empire comic series, Legacy of the Force, and Fate of the Jedi. And that's some really nice artwork. There's even an omnibus that Dark Horse Comics published titled Star Wars Omnibus Boba Fett. If Disney does intend to include Boba Fett in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, then spin him into his own film or TV series, it would align with what Bob Iger laid out for Lucasfilm's long-term goals for Star Wars. Iger explained in February that the priority in the next few years in television, with The Mandalorian Season 2 coming in October, then more coming from The Mandalorian thereafter, including the possibility of infusing with more characters and possibility of taking those characters too in their own direction in terms of series. He added, so the priority for Star Wars in the short term is going to be, I'll call it television for Disney Plus. And then we will have more to say about development of theatrical soon after that. He then stated that Lucasfilm also created content for Hulu. We are confident that the studio is going to continue a strong driver of operating income for the company, both on the movie front, but also a great supplier of product, both originally and secondary market for Disney Plus and for Hulu, by the way. What do you make of this rumor? Do you think Lucasfilm is working on a Boba Fett project? Are you interested in a Boba Fett project? Well, I am interested if they don't screw it up. If they don't turn it into a pile of wokeness. So yeah, Boba Fett. I can get behind that. If they don't ruin it. Hail to you, hail to all, and be well. Just don't fall into one. Stay frosty. Keep your head in a swivel. Hail to the Phantom Menace. Share, like, subscribe. Smash the bell for notifications. Be well.
Now, come on, Hollywood. Stop smelling your own farts. You might get mistaken for arse sniffers.
I love that line.
Yeah. I basically, when I was starting out, after I got used to using the renderer and the particle effects and all that, let me tell you, I spent hours figuring out how to use that stuff. Which particular noise are you talking about, Culture Casino? Because there's a lot of different noise effects going on here and there.
He's trying to say nice, is what he was saying. Like,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Ah. Oh, with the noise. Yeah, I catch that now.
Yeah.
Noise. That's what you mean, right? Right. Yeah. Hail RR. Yeah, the Ghost Bear's here. Yeah.
Always a pleasure to be on a stream with Bear Nerd Fun. Hail.
Hail, Tyler Mongo. How you doing? So yeah, I remade the intros and the outros from a different. It was only slightly different where some of the particle effects in the beginning, there were American flags pouring out. It was a particle effect that I created for the 4th of July last year. And so I went in, I opened it up into the renderer, took out the whole middle and created the star pattern and rendered it, sent it over to the phone, chopped it up. The background piece is only about a minute and a half long. And so that way I could duplicate the background and move and adjust them and then add the neon light effect to the star patterns, and then messed with the brightness, the dim, and all the settings. that makes some of the stars pop in the background. But yeah, I think we can get rid of that now.
Very cool. So I think today is a special occasion. It's the birthday of our Overlord. I think we should say we should drink. We should raise our glasses and say, "Hail Doomcock." I'm assuming that you're 666 years old. Could be wrong, but you're at the center of the earth, so I'm sure that's a very important number to you. And my God, man, cheers.
Cheers. Happy birthday, Lord Doomcock. And thanks for that shout out. That was nice. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Absolutely. And thank you for the inspiration, my friend.
And may there be 1,000 more. Hail.
Yeah, 1,000, 1,666. Why not?
Yeah.
Yep. I was working on a pretty wicked Harvey Cthulhu impersonation, but I don't think I got it quite down yet. Yeah, not yet.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, I think every Friday, I think that between 7:45 and start time. Sometimes a little earlier. Like if say if Scotty wanted to come on, I would have started earlier so that way he can get on. That's what we did last time. And hold on a minute. All right, I'm back.
There's no right or wrong when you're YouTubing. It's very much a right brain process, not a left brain process. You know, everybody has a different way of doing it, and that's kind of one of the cool things about it, really.
I like to shoot from the hip. I like to be spontaneous, and that I was setting up the live stream earlier, working on the thumbnail, and I had a few different Mandalorian Boba Fett thumbnails, and so I threw that together, threw it into the video, and I was working on the video while in between doing all this stuff. And literally within rendering a 9-minute video only took like five minutes. It took less than that to upload on my phone because I use my phone to upload with. It's fast. And literally the process of making the video was longer than the rendering part itself, and the upload was just fast. And
yeah, I
figured I'd do the intro that way. Show that.
Yeah, well, see, now I'm thinking I'm dumb for not having done something like that on Denver International Airport, but yeah, that's all right. I was like, damn it, I should have done an intro video like that.
Yeah, it just came to me earlier. It did literally. That was like, it's like, yeah, I should do that for the whole intro, and get people jazzed up a little bit. Yeah,
that's.
And if you guys like that, we'll do that from now on.
I think that's a good idea. I think I'm going to be doing that from now on. I thought, should I have like a 5-minute intro on the history of the topic we're covering, the topics we cover on that? But I was like, because sometimes when you get live and in the moment, you start going and things get slipped through the cracks once you start.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what? I know how to make a video with both of us in the yard when we're not live. I figured out how to do it.
How?
Captures your sound and my sound perfectly.
Is it Discord?
No, I use the StreamYard, and it's the recorder that I use.
Interesting.
Let me see here. Yeah, it's the free screen recorder. It's amazing. It's called Flashback Express 5.
I use for recording sound. I use Audacity is what I use.
And when I record my entire screen, I can lock in the window on the yard window, and we can cut pieces together in the video itself.
And you're not in the Apple universe doing this.
Nope. And I've done it with I did it with me and Tommy made a video like that. I think Drew was in that video. Made a joint video and uploaded it on my channel.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. And it's really cool. I figured out how to do it.
Wow.
And we just facilitate basically a yard window, that's not live, and we record the video, when you basically share all the sound, it picks up everyone's sound. And when I replayed it, everybody thought that I was talking to them. They're like, "Is that you talking?" I press pause. No, that was the recording.
well, that's what was happening when the video was going on. I thought for a couple of seconds you heard me chime in, like when you talked about the Hollywood fart sniffers. I kind of got a chuckle out of it.
Yeah, I heard that.
It's a great line.
Yeah.
See, that's the funny thing about YouTubing is that, you know, as much as we bash Hollywood, they've gotten these little things.
You blipped. Are you talking?
You know, in the 50s, they were figuring this stuff out. And,
There you go.
You know, I'm more of a doer myself, and Hollywood has so discredited themselves that, you know, it's like, why would I listen to them?
Yeah, you blipped out there for a minute.
Did I? Oh, yeah.
As soon as you mentioned the wood that is holly.
My back.
Yeah, but you disappeared for 5 seconds.
Oh, crap. That's no good.
I'm like, are you there?
supposedly, chat, I upgraded my internet, so I went from 100 megabytes per second to 300 megabytes per second. So theoretically, I better have better internet now. Although my old router, I don't think can support those speeds, so I'm gonna have to upgrade that. Yeah,
it's amazing how those routers can just basically be useless after a certain amount of time. Yep. And when you go into whatever it is, if you have Xfinity or something, when you go in there, you have to literally insist, brand new out of the box, I don't want to use one, because them used ones, man, they got problems.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't use Xfinity's routers because they want you to pay a monthly fee for it, so I always buy my own equipment outright. So I'm gonna have to upgrade. I think I'm gonna have to just buy a new router.
Hey, Raquel, how you doing?
All right, hello, Raquel.
Oh, I think this one was for you.
Oh, thank you, Culture Casino. Appreciate that. Yep.
Yeah, happy birthday, Lord Doomcock.
Well, I'm trying not to get too trashed before I start my show, but I got the, you know, Kettle One vodka was on sale, and I'm switching over to a summer drink from whiskey. So I'm doing my vodka Red Bulls, and yeah, it's really nipping at my liver right now. I'm gonna have to make sure I have enough water.
Cheap radio chips they are using. Waves.
Yeah, I think I was using a Linksys router. Yeah, vodka Red Bulls. Yep, I'm telling you, man, you don't even taste the vodka. You just, I mean, with a good vodka like Kettle One, you don't taste the vodka. If you get like Sky vodka, that's the best cheap vodka in my opinion that there is. But
yeah, I had an energy drink experience once. It was the same time that Red Bull came out. There was a competitor that was in it was in a skinny can. It was silver and green, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's no longer on the market. But
it wasn't Go Girl, was it?
I don't remember, but I drank that and I had a cup of coffee, and man, I was really sorry. I haven't had an energy drink since. I thought it was going to give me a heart attack.
Yeah, it has given people heart attacks. That's why that's why Four Loko, I think, they took some stuff out of those.
Plus, there were some energy drinks that had alcohol in it.
Yeah, like Four Lokos.
Yeah, some energy drinks, they started IDing people.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, how could they slip something like that by, and there's alcohol in it, and no one really knew there was alcohol in it. It's not considered alcohol beverage, but yet if you drink enough of them, you're going to get smacked a little bit.
Well, when I was a kid, there was like 2 liquor stores where, you know, they didn't, you know, some of my friends, I didn't do this, but if they had a wink note from their dad saying they were allowed to buy alcohol and cigarettes, they would, these very, very nice Chinese people would sell them all the alcohol and cigarettes that they wanted to buy. So they had Chinese food there too, really good Kung Pao chicken. They got shut down. They built the new high school by there, and apparently they were just a little too indiscreet, and yeah, they got shut down.
Yeah, they had a backdoor business, did they?
Apparently. And see, the thing is, they were using actual 16 and 17-year-olds, in a sting operation. Like, what kind of asshole would want to get them shut down for that? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. You're 16 or 17. You can buy as much booze and smokes as you want to at that age. I mean, and Kung Pao chicken. They had really good Kung Pao chicken. Why do that? Especially for Generation X, where you have a lot of latchkey kids, mom and dad are never around. You're 16, you got a job. I want Chinese food, and I want booze, and I want smokes.
Yep, for a number of years, I hung out in a biker bar called the Silver Bullet. Yeah, great place to have fun. Lots of drunkenness, big time. Yeah, and the coolest part of it is I was friends with the owner because me and my cousins used to hang out at her other bar called PJ's Bar and Grill, and we'd hang out there, and she would give us drinks free. We never had to pay anything for drinks because we helped her clean up every time that we were there. Her floors were mopped and done when we left, because when she was closing up, we do that, and so we were showing our appreciation for free drinks, and we drank a lot.
Right.
We drank a lot. There's some nights I'm kind of wondering how the hell we got home. Some of those not so smart choices.
Yeah, I've had a few of those. It's like, how'd that dent get in the fender?
Yeah, basically the kind of night where in the morning when you wake up, you drink a glass of water and you're drunk all over again.
Yeah, I've had those too.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. Oh man.
Or you drink you drink the water too fast and then you end up puking all of a sudden.
Or yeah. But normally it was drink water and all of a sudden you're intoxicated again. Yep.
Like your body's like, okay, I can metabolize that liquor now. The rest of it, it's just like sitting there backed up.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I did a lot of my time hanging out in bars and stuff like that, and biker bars. Fun stuff.
Yeah. There's still a lot of them. There's still a lot of bikers and biker bars up where I'm at. Surprisingly,
there really ain't. I haven't really found any cool biker bars in this area, but I do got there's a couple different places where I got a couple friends that are bartenders still, that are old friends that I've been friends with since '99, and basically there's a couple nice places that you can go to that are halfway decent. There's live music there sometimes. A few different places. So basically, when the pink elephant goes away and we can get back to normal, and that the pink elephant stops stomping everywhere and knocking everything down. Yeah. So yeah, hashtag pink elephant.
All right. Well, in my area, Lady Liberty decided to strap on, Oh, well, that sounds bad. Anyway, she strapped on the sword. She traded her torch for a sword, and where I'm at, the pink elephant was vanquished. Lady Liberty is like, you know what? These two counties where I'm at, you're gonna have to go through me. And they strong-armed the governor, and so they're like, yeah, pink elephant. Well, hey guys, do what you want to do if you think that's what's best. And we had like almost a 4th of July-esque like celebration of liberty here where I'm at.
Yeah, there needs to be a whole lot of that happening everywhere, I'd say.
I think so too. It made national news.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was surprised by that. I was like, I'm so proud of my community right now.
You know, 1,000-person kegger with a whole bunch of keggers. You know, throw a big huge party. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No pink elephant here. Nope.
Yep.
Doesn't exist.
Nope.
I do find it ironic that you know, some of these stores before it was like, don't come in the store with face coverings, and now you know, it's like you're mandated to come in with face coverings.
Well, there's a funny thing about that face covering there. They can't make you wear a mask because under ADA laws and HIPAA laws, you don't have to disclose your medical conditions. Those are private. That's your privacy. And it's places can be fined $75,000 to $150,000 because, you know, medical rights are important. People don't want to disclose their medical rights. They don't have to.
Well, that was how I got around the bag ban. We had a bag ban here for a while. Bring your own bags. And actually, I used ADA to get. I was like, you know, you guys need to give me some bags. Because if you know, how do you know? You know, making me carry this stuff out on my own, you don't know I have a medical condition.
Yeah, places like Costco, if they're making people wear masks, find the ADA 800 number. I have it somewhere, but you can do a search for it. It's an 800 number and complain. And they can be fined up to $75,000 to $150,000. And yeah, definitely. So yeah.
Whoops.
So what do you think about Boba Fett having its own show?
Well, no, I mean, if Filoni and Favreau are in charge, it might be decent.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah. If Favreau and Filoni are involved, I'll give it a watch. You know, I'll give it a watch.
The more I think about the Mandalorian, the more I like the Mandalorian. So, you know.
Yeah, I you know, the Mandalorian's got its flaws, but there's some likable things.
I was not. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, great.
I was not a big fan of Baby Yoda, I have to admit.
A lot of people weren't. A lot of people weren't. But yeah, I think if they do the Baby Yoda story right, I don't think it's a baby. I think it's pretending. I think it's an adolescent. It's acting like a baby.
Could have been a wizened old Yoda, maybe projecting. Well, I see. Well, that's the thing. I trust these showrunners to at least have it make sense. You know, the episode they had with Bill Burr when they went into the ship, that was like my favorite episode. I was like, that is so Star Wars. That feels so much like Star Wars. When they had all the bounty hunters and Bill Burr was like making fun of them, the way he's making fun of them, his character was. I was like, this feels like Star Wars.
It did. It does. Kind of digging on that. You know, and the actor that played Jango Fett, and he also portrayed some of the clones. Potential of some of the clones coming back that we've seen in a few of the animations.
Yeah, Tamura Morrison.
Yeah.
Tamura. Yeah, whatever. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Wow, looking forward to Star Wars. That hasn't been something that I've thought for a long time. As soon as The Last Jedi came out, I was like, fuck this. You know, fuck Lucasfilm. And we were all waiting. I was only looking forward to episode 9 to see how badly it bombed. And it did bomb compared to what it should have done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the first new Star Wars movie I haven't gone to the theater to see since like Attack of the Clones. Because I didn't go to see Phantom Menace. Yeah, wow. That's pretty incredible because if I'm remotely excited about the material, I mean, I'll go on like $5 Tuesday or whatever. So for me not to go to see that, that's a big deal. I high seed that that stuff.
You know, they were to do a Boba Fett movie.
Mm-hmm.
I would be interested in that. And once again, if Favreau and what's the name are involved, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Favreau, yeah. And,
as long as there's no as long as KK don't get her hands and all that stuff on it.
For sure, yeah, Filoni and Favreau. Tyler Mongo says Attack of the Clones was my least favorite before The Last Jedi. I actually liked the Attack of the Clones more than... I thought that was actually a controversial opinion. I thought that was the strongest of the prequel trilogy. I thought that episode 3 was too rushed, and I don't know.
Yeah, I actually had the video game to episode 3 for a while back when I had it. Wow. Game was fun, actually. I thought there could have been more to it, though.
I don't think I've bought or played any of the Star Wars games that weren't a demo.
Oh, and I used to... Xbox had pod racing game. Now, that was pretty fun. The pod racing game, I gotta say, that was fun. That was on Xbox. I don't remember it being on PS4 or PS2 back then, I believe.
I think it was on PS2.
Was
I believe so. Yeah, I think that was I think that was a multi-platform game. So Tyler, yeah, Toxic Man Flu says I think Boba Fett will be in their next movie. And will be working for something safe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Because there's so much potential in a Boba Fett movie, you know. That'd be awesome. I loved all the stories.
They got to do a house cleaning before they do any more movies. I mean,
oh yeah, they got to get rid of the toxic people, man. They really do. Yeah. Really do.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you know, leadership starts at the top, and look at, you know, look at the type of people that she's staffing Lucasfilm with. It's pretty gross.
But look at all those people, man. They're just not nice. They're not nice people at all. You know.
Well,
very toxic, I'd say.
Well, I mean, they're pleading for tolerance, but they're not giving tolerance. And you know, you got to lead by example. If you truly believe in that, you can't make these weird exceptions like, oh, I'm tolerant with POCs and LGBT, OMFG, LMNOPs, but white males are bad. You know, you can't do that. If you believe in it, if you believe in equality, you believe in equality, or you don't. And if you're talking about, you know, oh, well, you know, white males need to suffer because they've always had it good. Well, I mean, what generation are you talking about here? I'm pretty sure we have a level playing field, you know, at this point in time. So
that's the where they just reveal who they are. They reveal their character. They reveal how toxic they are. And hate is hate, no matter how or you get around it. When you elevate a certain group over another, doesn't matter any which way you do it. It's just it comes across as hate.
Well, that's the definition of racism.
Mm-hmm.
That's the definition of it. The definition of racism is, a bias based on race, or institutionally, government, okay, affirmative action is racist. I'm sorry to say that is racist. You're basing it on race. Sorry, soapbox. I'm done.
Yeah, basically, what about character and talent?
I seem to believe
that should be the most important.
I seem to believe a wise man saying something about the content of character, that being the most important factor, and it seems like, check boxes and flow charts, that's kind of a Jesse Jackson thing. It just so happens Jesse Jackson was there when he was killed, and his son ended up as a congressman, but that's a different show.
Yeah.
And he ended up fantastically wealthy, too, by the way.
But yet, I'm familiar with all of those guys because, that's growing up as a kid in the shadow of Chicago. It's very interesting, Chicago is a very unusual place. And a lot of things came out of that city.
Yeah,
politician-wise.
Yeah,
but you see some of the.
Michael and Obama.
Yeah, and so you got access media coming out of all these places and all that, and calling everyone names because they don't like something or they don't agree with them. I think the thing that most people don't agree with is the original IPs being ruined, being switched out. And people just want to watch a good show. They don't want stuff thrown in their face. They just want a good story. Why can't we have a good story? And these IPs and these TV corporations, they're losing money. And eventually, stockholders are going to say, wait a minute, what's going on? This shit has to stop.
Well, they're not in the business to lose money, or at least they're not supposed to be in the business of losing money.
So basically, these stockholders that are in these entertainment companies better wise up and look around what's going on. Because basically, if the stockholders keep allowing stuff like this to happen, and they're just basically being approving of it by not saying nothing.
Well, you want to hear a conspiracy theory? I know maybe it's not time, but...
to do with entertainment? Sure.
Yeah, the entertainment. So a lot of this is common knowledge. A lot of them are getting their financing from Chinese companies or the Chinese companies that are close to the Chinese government.
Companies bowing down to China just to make movies, to get them to take their movies. Yeah.
And so, a lot of them insist on certain things. And SJWism, if you want to divide and conquer, it's something the old Soviet Union used to do with, some of their soft power.
Yep.
And, Drew did a really good article on China and financing by China. So it's and we've seen what happens when these Hollywood types do their own YouTube videos. Believe me, not a lot going on upstairs, let's just say. So it's entirely possible that all this is divide and conquer, divide your enemy, and this SJWism is just to keep us divided by somebody that a nation that could be a potential enemy of the United States. Just food for thought there, folks. Food for thought. China using their soft power to promote the SJWism.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And it's a lot of different channels are talking about it. All these production companies that are producing movies are literally doing whatever China wants them to do, so that way the movie will play.
Or and see, here's the thing: anytime there's a movie here, they tell their public to buy a different ticket. So it's like there's no point. They actually actively tell the public in China to buy a ticket to a Chinese domestically made movie, so that Hollywood doesn't even get the money in the first place. So what's the point?
So
Toxic Man Flu, to answer your question, what's wrong with being toxic? There's no money. People will eventually go. Well, they're borrowing money from China, and that's what's making up the difference. And they're stupid.
Yep. Yep. That is true.
Yep. Like China, cheap money, free money, China. I mean, they're being sold on a promise that they're going to have access to their market. These people are idiots. Trump is right. They don't know how to make a deal. They're suckers. They're suckers. They're being suckered. And he's been talking about that for 30 years.
Yep.
Sorry, soapbox. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, they got to stop with the hind tit, Start making movies for Americans. Play them here. China don't matter. Movies here matter. Good movies. Make good movies. Do good TV shows. Don't make them woke. And people will want to watch them. If you make a Star Trek that's not woke and you actually put it over the air and air it, it will do good. If you try to air that crap that they've made so far, it ain't going to do good on the air. It's going to be canceled immediately. You know it is. So yeah, so if they try doing all that, it wouldn't last. That's why they went with the streaming platform.
Well, and here's the stupid part about the streaming platform is that, okay, you made Discovery and Picard on CBS All Access, but you still have access to all the good, the real Trek on Netflix and Amazon. So why the fuck would you sign up for CBS All Access for an inferior product like that? I'm getting mad.
And you can't even watch The Cage on All Access. It's only on Netflix.
Yeah. Boy, that was an interesting window into, the thought process of the day. Boy, it's a very different show with The Cage, wasn't it? Yeah, or says they are haters. I'm getting mad too. Yes.
Yeah.
They are haters. Fuck
yeah.
those
So
guys.
I'm the travesty that is Star Trek P. Yeah. I'm wondering what they're going to basically screw up next. Pretty much.
Well,
are they going to give us? Are they going to give us an updated ship of Van Halen's next guitar he did? Black stripes on black, white stripes on black. Remember that guitar he had? Because he had the red one with the white stripes crisscrossing everywhere. Then he had a black one that was crisscrossing everywhere. Are they going to do that next?
Who knows? I think Pike is going to have. I think Pike's going to discover. I think he's going to have his accident on the way to the gender reassignment starbase facility, and that's going to be what happens. And the next one's going to be all about how in his status as a disabled, as a special needs person. It's going to be all about his journey as a special needs person, a gender fluid special needs person. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. So I'm hearing rumors about a Pike series, Pike being in the episode.
That they may get
Anson
their own
Mount?
series. Yes, they may get their own series, supposedly.
So I'm kind of wondering how that's going to turn out.
They're going to call it Strange New Worlds or some shit.
Yeah, I heard that. Strange New Worlds.
They were going to call it Star Trek Enterprise, but these fucking idiots don't even realize there already was a show named Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah, they don't pay attention.
Oh my God. RR says, "Now I'm getting mad. Get mad, RR.
Mhm.
It's mad worthy."
Yes, it is.
Toxic Man says Spike gets injured because he didn't listen to Mikey Spock. Yeah, she comes back as the Red Angel and she says, "Oh, Captain, you've been my captain, but if you go in there, you're gonna die." And then he goes in there anyway. "Oh, I told you not to, honey, baby." Oh wait, that's Rafi. Never mind.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Mikey Spock is going to end up being God. Not a god, the god. I've made this prediction several times already. Here's my prediction. Because that's one of the things that got Gary his audience was him and his co-host John making predictions back in 2017 that came true. Hail Parrothead was Gary predicted exactly how it went down in Star Trek Discovery, and he was being facetious about it. So I'm going to be facetious and be correct about Mikey Spock. Mikey Spock is going to end up being God, not a god, the god, and she will. All of everything that happened in Star Trek Discovery will have been, her experiencing humanity subjectively as a corporeal being, and then it undoes everything at the very end. It was just like, okay, I've experienced corporeal existence, and now, poof, none of it ever happened. Which would be better, which is probably too smart for them. They're probably not going to do that.
See, what they should show is the time traveler in Enterprise. What was his name?
Daniels.
Daniels. He showed Archer the Enterprise J. Mm-hmm. Well, Daniels comes in and corrects everything, and everything goes back to normal. Discovery never existed.
Well, see, I love the temporal Cold War thing they were doing in Enterprise. I was really disappointed that they abandoned that in season 4. They went back and they did Nazis, and I was like, why do I need to see alien Nazis? It was so dumb. Really, Enterprise in season 2 and 3, that was good Trek. That was good stuff. Season 1 was kind of meh, and season 4 was, not even Brent Spiner could save season 4. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, there was moments I liked about it. It wasn't all completely horrible, but definitely wasn't favorites, that's for sure.
Well, I think it's aged better than Voyager has, for sure.
There's a lot of episodes of Voyager I like. Honestly, when Janeway goes into the holodeck, I tend to skip those. When she goes back into the past and...
Oh, and she had her Irish boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah, she's she like a nanny or something like that. Yeah, those episodes I tend to skip those.
Yeah, I liked, and the thing is, she brought a lot to that role. Her acting was good. I mean, much better than, say, Robert Beltran and Garrett Wang. I think those two were kind of the weaker actors on there, but they gave her one where she they had to hide empaths or something. I think it was either Duet or
yeah, I remember that one. That was good.
There was
a part 1 and part 2 when that happened, wasn't there?
Not that one, no. But and Year of Hell was really good. Year of Hell was a 2-parter.
Yeah. Those are cool.
Yeah, they had some good ones. And the one where she went into, they had like this computer, and what's his name? Saul Goodman's brother. He was in God damn it, he was in Spinal Tap. He was the lead singer. Michael McKean. That's Michael McKean. He played this like clown or something. That was a good one. Shit, I just had the name on the tip of my brain here. What was the name of that? Frost.
You're talking about
The Cold.
He also
I thought he would have been a good after I saw that. I was like, he would have been a good Joker, Michael McKean.
Yeah, you're talking about the
Thaw. The Thaw. That's it. The Thaw.
Yeah, because you're talking about the episode where they got stuck inside the simulation.
Yeah, and he kept like murdering people.
Yeah. That was actually rather interesting episode because that was just insane clowns, basically.
Yeah, he was fear, and she's like, the only way to get fear, to conquer, the only way to destroy fear is to conquer it. And he's like, I'm afraid, and she goes, I know. That was great. That was a great episode. I love that episode.
Yeah, Tom Paris was one of my favorites.
Yeah, he was. He seemed more human. He was like a bit of a gearhead, and yeah. I could relate to that character. Yeah, a little. He was a little bit into doing stuff outside the lines. Coloring outside the lines. So yeah, he was a cool guy.
I thought Tom balanced out Garrett's character.
Yeah, I didn't like his character. The actor seemed like he was stoned all the time or something. He would smile at inappropriate times.
Well, I think that was supposed to be part of his character. Overconfident, overcompensating with a smile here and there. Inexperienced. I think that was supposed to be the vibe. Inexperienced, fresh, brand new, still green behind the ears a little. I think that was supposed to be that. You were supposed to think stuff like that, I think.
Yeah, Toxic Man Flu. I think you're thinking about Future's End. That one had, oh God, what's his name? Jimmy Kimmel's girlfriend. She played Rain Robinson. Sarah Silverman. Yeah, that was a good. That was a two-parter. That was a good episode. That was good too. I really like that one.
Talking about when the guy in the time ship got.
Yeah, quasi-Cardassian totalitarian. He ends up being a bum. That was great.
Yeah, those episodes were pretty good. I like those.
I still will occasionally just bust out with quasi-Cardassian totalitarian. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they recast him, which was unfortunate. Braxton, Captain Braxton. Yes. It's funny because that episode, actually, if we're talking about conspiracies here, kind of plays into the Philip Corso conspiracy about alien technology being used to advance humanity. So yeah, that was good stuff. Toxic Man Flu, I'm with you on that one. Beware the Drew. Yes, we should all beware the Drew. Yeah, Sarah Silverman played Rain Robinson, Stephen Ernest, and Ed Begley Jr. played Henry Starling, I believe, the Bill Gates-esque type. That was the hippie that found the time ship. Oh, Parrothead says the macro virus. Yeah, where she went all fucking. Ellen Ripley on those things with the phaser rifle. Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah, you're talking about basically Granny Janeway.
Yeah.
Older Janeway from the alternate timeline.
No. This was before that. This was the one where she had the vest or whatever, and she went around with the phaser rifle, and it had giant viruses flying through the corridors, and she had to blast them with a phaser rifle.
Yeah, a lot of episodes blend together.
Yeah. They had a lot of those that were kind of like that.
I actually I went back and I started watching from the beginning, and the first. It really was pretty well done. I gotta say, when they put it together, out the gate, I found it enjoyable to rewatch the first few of the first season.
Yeah, there were a lot of good episodes that I thought were later episodes, but were like the one where they had that nutcase Betazoid dude that was that was a killer, that was a serial killer. That was pretty good. I was like, that's really interesting.
He was a good actor. Yeah.
Yeah, Brad Dourif, right? Brad Dourif. Let me look him up. Brad Dourif. I think that's who it was.
I've seen him in a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, he had a spin-off of the X-Files, too, I believe.
Yeah, he did. He was part of that crew, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Those tech-savvy, smart guys. Computer wizards and stuff.
Brad Dourif? Yeah, I've got it right here. Apparently it's Dourif. I thought it was Dorf. Sometimes, you know, sometimes these actors change their names.
To get more attraction.
I guess, yeah. It's kind of like Sadig El Fadil became Alexander Sadig midway through DS9. Yeah, it's
Well, he changed.
that's who the lieutenant. I called him Lieutenant Nutcase. That's who he is.
Oh, Lieutenant Nutcase. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you could say he was Professor Nutcase.
Yep.
Because he was kind of smart like a professor. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He had a very Hannibal Lecter kind of vibe going, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I always got like, this guy's really smart.
He saved the ship before he died, right?
Yes.
What a shame, see, because that would have been interesting to see how things went along with him on board being a murderer and also having saved the ship. So okay, so this is a Mandela effect because I thought for sure his name was Brad Dorf, like
It sounded familiar to me.
like Swedish, and now I'm seeing his name as Dorif, which would be more Middle Eastern. Well, at least I don't know. So last week I think we did a show on the Mandela effect. So this is a Mandela effect for me because I thought it was Brad Dorf, Dorff.
Well, when you said Dorf, it sounded right to me, but I wasn't sure.
Well, Stephen Ernest there in the chat is saying, before I posted what I posted, he posted the correct names. So it's a Mandela effect for me because I thought it was like Dorf.
Yeah.
Like Swedish or something.
Yeah, I thought the way he went out, that character, the way he redeemed himself and saved the ship, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought there was more that he could have done the more they could have used his character. Yep. Because redemption stories are, if you do them right, are pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, I love a good redemption story. Yeah, I just think they couldn't figure out. They couldn't figure out what they wanted to do with the Maquis, and they made them more like a normal Starfleet crew. And I would have liked to have seen them do more stuff like, that episode Equinox. That's a good episode too. I would have liked to have seen them, end up like the Equinox did, where they were taking shortcuts and taking risks. Which I guess Janeway did more of that as time went on, but well, see, that's another one. That one with the Doctor, where they find a copy of the Doctor, centuries and centuries in the future,
right?
And they have that simulation of Janeway where she's like phasering people in the back and murdering people.
Crazy.
that's the image that I have of Janeway. Like that that was such a good episode. I actually associate her with being a murderer and a killer.
Well, Janeway, man, she was a freaking ass kicker, man.
Yep.
You did not want to step wrong with that captain. She always reminded me of my English teacher in middle school, Miss Milner. Basically, if you did something wrong in her class, she would lay out pencils, and you were made to kneel on pencils.
Wow.
4 pencils for each knee. Yeah. So you didn't really want to step out of line in her class, otherwise you was kneeling on pencils for like the rest of the remainder of the class. Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm at that age where that generation of teachers was retiring and subbing right when the boomers were coming in, and so yeah. See, the millennials and the Zoomers or Z or Z or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
They have absolutely no idea. They have no idea about what real racism looks like because I was around to see it. And they have absolutely no idea the way schools and teachers used to be run. Like there was actual corporal punishment. Like they would be out on the schoolyard with a cocktail and a cigarette hanging out of their mouth, during recess. Okay. Like, I'll never forget. The new teacher's like, "Oh, I'm worried about your feelings." There's a clash going on, and the old teachers, like there's this kid going around. He had a jump rope, right, and he was hitting people randomly across the back with a jump rope. And the teacher, she's sitting there sipping a cocktail and having a cigarette, and she's like, "He hit you on the back." She's like, "Come here," and she took the jump rope away from him. Made him stand on, because you had to stand on the square. That was part of the shaming that you used to go through that went away.
Yeah.
At recess, you had to stand on a square, and it's like, ha, you're in trouble. You're standing on the square. You're being shamed. That's gone away too. And
I
she's
think
like,
it was a mistake for stuff like that to go away.
Yeah, I think so, in a way too. And she handed the jump rope to me, and she said, "You hit him." And so I'm like, "Really?" And so I hit him half-heartedly, because I was like, "That's kind of weird." And she's like, "He hit you harder than that. Hit him again."
Wow.
And so I hit him, and she's like, "Grab it with both hands and start hitting him. He hit you harder than that." And so I'm just like sitting there. I'm just like standing there whipping the shit out of this guy standing on this square with his this like old school teacher that's well past retirement, with both hands trying to hit him hard enough to get a reaction out of him. And she's like, "That's enough. Go back to class." And so kids today have absolutely no idea what things used to be like. It was like that.
Yeah, one Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That was a pretty good movie. I forgot he was in that.
Yep. Yeah, he was. He played a good psychopath. You got to give him some credit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was interesting. My mom didn't really care for that movie for the way that they treated the nurse, because she kind of reminded me that the nurse in that movie gets treated horribly. It's been
Nurse
so long.
Ratched? Yeah, he does. They do treat her bad. But still, if you're getting treated bad, you kind of know, a job like that, you expect to be treated bad. So probably not a good idea to lobotomize people just because they kind of treat you like shit.
Right.
Just saying. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Oh man, I wish I could share this, but I cannot.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
No. Nope.
Why not?
I just found something. Yeah. No, I can't share that.
Is
I
it
don't want
about
that
the
kind.
Oh, okay.
It's not about the pink elephant. Yeah, Woo, buddy. It's about another YouTuber. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Not about me, is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's about a YouTuber from a while back that basically he was a whistleblower. And nope.
He's not dead, is he?
I can't either confirm nor deny, and I don't know. And this one, that one, and the other one. Yeah. So basically, Cookie Monster came and ate it, and it's gone.
Uh-oh. Probably a good thing.
Yep. Gobble it right up. But yeah, I was pretty primed to see some good Star Trek, and then we got what we got, and yeah. And so I actually decompress, and I watch The Next Generation every now and then. And the main thing I use is Deep Space Nine. I use Deep Space Nine to decompress. It's normally the last thing I do before sleep.
Yeah, it's a good one. Those first 2 or 3 seasons kind of sucked, but after that we're good. Hold on. Why did they bounce? I don't know why they bounced.
Who bounced? What bounced?
Oh, in one of our groups. I was like, I got no idea. Huh, weird. Sorry, I got distracted for a second there.
I'm constantly distracted, I gotta say.
Well, yeah, you've got the you've got the ADHD, but I'm more OCD, so
yeah,
hey,
I would not wish my ADHD on someone that's never experienced it, because it would be debilitating. for someone that's never ever experienced it. It's basically like all the information happening around you and all that. It's like a fire hose of information, and you have no way to filter it. That's what it's like. That's what ADHD is. And I've learned to focus it.
Yeah, I've heard that from other people that have it. Just exactly that, almost the exact same description of it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I see what you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. They've been good to me. I don't. Whatever. You know, I'm not going to get involved in whatever is in the such and thus and this and that.
Yeah, it's no biggie. You know.
Yeah. I'll ask if it's that big of a deal, but you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I think the other one. I think the other one is still in there. Let me check. Yeah, I mean, sometimes if you got two accounts, you know, you don't want to have two of them in there.
Right. Right. Yeah, you do. You have to force yourself to focus.
Actually, I don't believe I added that person, so okay.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
So basically, there's been times where I had literally 3 videos prepped. And I had a video on my phone I was working on. I had something on there I was working on. And when you're labeling, it can get very confusing because you can mix stuff up. And normally, if I'm doing three different things when I'm making a video and getting 2 prepped, I don't do that because basically that's how I make mistakes. Because when I have 3 notepads open for 3 different videos that I'm listing all the information on, and that's basically how before I had to go back and correct some of the info on a couple of videos I did back when I was only like 3 months out from being green. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting, you know. If someone told me a little over a year ago you're going to be a YouTuber and live streaming, and I'm going to be like, yeah, we're going to have to wrap this up. I've been watching the time. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah, me too. Same thing. I mean, you know, being not an extroverty type of dude, I never thought I'd, you know, be. You know, I got to give a big shout out to both Doomcock and to Gary Nerdrotic for.
Same.
I never would have known how to connect with an audience if I hadn't watched those guys. I mean, I would have been, you know, they're great with their audiences and they're great at building a community. So hail to them. And again, happy birthday, yeah. Doomcock.
Happy birthday. Yeah. Basically, I became a YouTuber because basically I don't like bullies. And I thought when Gary got a copyright strike for, I believe it was Captain Marvel, that's when it really got my attention. And then it was a little bit after that, April 19th, I uploaded my first video. And it all went from there. And I always pay attention to things that Gary says because he always gives really good advice. And whether someone's asking or whether he's just freely giving it, really, really good advice.
Yeah, he really peels back the curtain and tells you exactly how YouTube works in the behind the scenes, yeah. Which I really appreciate. That kind of transparency, you know, takes a lot of guts.
Yeah, and the having hail Gary and Doomcock, yes, and having a code of ethics, I like that. I really do. I like that. I don't talk about other people and stuff like that. I just don't do that. I'm going to talk about the entertainment, talk about what I don't like, and have a good time with my friends and have fun with you guys in the chat because that's really what it bounds down to is having fun with people in the chat and bouncing ideas off. And if you guys like that video intro, when we go live, we'll do that.
Absolutely.
It's Captain Karen now, huh? Yeah. My brother-in-law was in the military, and they would have a joke, and the joke was "Shut up, Carl," and it was a meme floating all over Facebook and all that, and so yeah, Carl sort of like Karen that way, but it's always funny. Yeah, indeed. So it's been fun, and remember, we'll be back here tomorrow, Saturday, 7 p.m. Wes, if you're available, we're gonna do a watch party for They Live first,
Nice.
and then we're gonna do the late edition at 7, and then at if you're game at 9:30, we'll do the Four Horsemen and the late edition. And the Four Horsemen, the late edition, is more conspiracy types like UFO, Bigfoot, urban legends, just really weird things that went bump in the night, stuff like that. And maybe a little bit of the other things. Good night, Raquel. Thanks for coming by. We appreciate you.
Now we do have on my channel, and Bear, of course, is invited to come on. In about 20 minutes, we've got Conspiracy, the Denver International Airport. And I just noticed that, see, it wasn't showing up in my feed. I forgot to say, no, it's not for kids. I did have my nephew showing up in the streams, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think he's supposed to be, I don't think
it's not supposed to happen.
and then I told my brother about it, and he's like, oh, he's your nephew. He didn't want to tell him because he didn't want to hurt his feelings. He's like, why don't you tell him why he can't be in your streams? And I'm like, well, he's I mean, he's 9 years old. He should not be listening to, Michelle Obama's roll of quarters and, all that stuff. That should not be.
So I am going to put, you've already got it set up.
Yep. Should be going live in about half an hour. So
here is the link. I'll be over on Wes's channel here in about 20 minutes. That's a link to his show that's going to be happening at, about 10:05, right?
10:05, yeah.
10:05. Yeah, there's the link, and thanks for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate you. Without you, it'd be boring. Yeah. So hail to you.
Chat on YouTube, man. What an amazing audience. Thank you so much, guys.
Yes, indeed. Best chat. Thank you very much. And hail to Gary. Hail to Doomcock. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Doomcock.
Have a good one. Be well. Just don't fall into one.